Hello and welcome to Around the House. Today we're going to change the fuel filter on a 2016 Chevy Colorado 2.8 Duramax diesel. As you can see, I have 4% fuel life left, and I'll show you how to replace the fuel filter and prime and reset the percentage timer. Alright, so this is the fuel filter that I bought. It's a Napa Gold filter, part number 300226. And inside the box you get two fuel filters, and the online price is about $40 for both filters. If you were to have a dealership do it, it'll be up over $100 because they charge you $125 an hour as part of the problem. So I'm going to show you how to take the fuel filter off, but before I do that and get all dirty, just wanted to show you the filter. And it has a rubber seal down at the bottom, and it also has the nut. So the nut that comes off is part of the whole filter. So when you unscrew it, there's not very many threads. As you can see, probably 3-4 turns, and it'll remove from the housing, and it'll kind of hang up in there. And then you just pop that out. So before I start working and getting all dirty, I'm going to get a little bit of oil, put it on the rubber seal, and then at the top, this is also rubber, and I'll put a little bit of oil on that just so it goes together and seals better. As you can see, this is made in China, and I saw a video where the AC Delco, the filters are made a little bit better, but we'll see how this works. I do know auto parts stores get a lot of their parts from local auto parts stores. So just when you think you're getting a AC Delco part, it's actually from a local hardware store or auto parts store, like you would purchase it yourself. So just because you're getting these fuel filters replaced at a dealership, if you are, doesn't mean they're not a aftermarket fuel filter. Okay, so right here there's the two fuel filters, and then this is your drain plug. And then the fuel filter is 27 millimeter for the nut. I don't have a 27 millimeter, so I'm using an 1/1/16, and it fits on there very tight. So the first thing I want to do is loosen the drain plug to get the diesel fuel out of it. And it's always finger tight, especially if you get them changed fairly often. Turn really easy. And this doesn't come out. So once we get all the fuel drained out of the fuel filters, then we'll loosen both of them up. Doesn't matter which one you do first. And I'm draining this into a oil container, same as I use for changing my oil. And once again, the fuel filters that I have, I already pre-treated these seals with motor oil. Move my camera back because it's getting splashed with the diesel fuel. And both of those canisters, well, it's one big canister, holds a fair amount of diesel fuel, as you can see. So it's been about 2 minutes and it's still draining pretty well. So I'll go ahead and speed up this video when it's done draining, and I'll pull off the two filters. Okay, so it's been about a total of probably 5 minutes that this was draining, probably not even. And it's Not on here very tight. And I'll just loosen them both. Let them drain. You just turn them until they're both free, and then you just wiggle them out. As you can see, this is very dirty. I probably got 40,000 miles on them. And both of these were replaced from the factory. Once you get both of the filters out, you could hand tighten the drain plug back up. Just finger tight. I have my new filter. Doesn't matter which one you put in first. Let's put it in there finger tight for now. Get your other one. That in finger tight. And get your wrench. And I always do 2 fingers. You don't want to strip it, cross thread it. Then you feel it stop. And I'll do my other one same way. Feel it stop. And then you're supposed to be 20 foot-pounds, I believe it is. Double check your manual if you're going to use the torque wrench, and then just give it a little tug. Same with both, and you're all set. So now I'm going to go up into the truck and show you how to prime these fuel filters. I want to touch base real quick on this fuel filter. Once again, these are the old ones. It's in my oil pan. And this is the AC Delco. You could tell the AC Delco because their filters have this little perforation like toilet paper would be, and they have the blue O-ring. And if you would look at the one that I already put in, the paper is just plain white paper, no perforations, and the O-ring is black. So I'm going to go over to the truck and prime the fuel filter. I have my key on just with the accessory, and then the on position. And I'm going to let that go for about 30 seconds. I don't hear my fuel pump running, but it is pretty quiet. Yeah, I vaguely hear it in the background. It's hard to tell, and it won't get picked up on this microphone. So I'll let it run for 30 seconds, and then I'll shut it off. I'll wait about 20 seconds, and then I'll put it back into the on position for another 30 seconds. And the book says after 2 times of priming it that way, the fuel lines and the fuel filter ought to be filled up at that point. And after 30 seconds, I'll go ahead and turn it off for about another 30 seconds. You just want the computer to reset, so whenever you turn the key back on, the pump will run to prime itself. So it's worth you wait, so you don't get any kind of vapor lock or fuel lock. And once again, you want to turn the key into the on position right before it's ready to engage the starter. So now I will go ahead and turn the key into the on position. Let that go for 30 seconds. I hear the pump now. Alright, the pump just stopped. I'm going to let it go one more time. I'm going to shut this off for about 20 seconds. Because this second time that I turned it on, I could hear it spitting and sputtering like a hose trying to fill up with water before you're able to use it. If that makes sense. Pump just shut off for the third time. When I first turned it on for the third time, I heard it spit and sputter for like a half a second, and then I just heard the pump running. So we ought to be good. There's a couple different types of ways to reset this. The key has to be in the on position with the engine off, and you press and hold the check button, and then the fuel filter will go to 100%. It won't reset to 100% with the engine running. Okay, now it's running, everything's fine. Fuel filter life is back to 100%. You're good for another 40,000 miles, 35,000 miles per the book. Some people replace their fuel filter every 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles. But keep an eye on this, because if you get a bad load of fuel, the fuel filter will not last as long as it should, and it runs off of a pressure. So if the fuel filter is not getting a good fuel flow, the oil percentage will, or the fuel percentage will go down quicker than normal driving. All right, thank you for watching Around the House. Don't forget to click subscribe and give me a like if you have any questions, feedback. Thank you.